Hello and welcome back. Hope you're good, doing well. So we are having a weekly market outlook here for this week from 4 to 8 of September. And I hope you are good, doing well. So let's straight away go to the market and look at that. So last week we were expecting a dollar to drop, and yeah, there was a short-term sell opportunity on dollar against the yen, and we had that during the non-farm payroll. Quick sell-off came, and then right after we have seen a reversal on the dollar, and the reason was that some Fed official came and they said that the 3.8% rise in unemployment is not big enough. All right, they said that the rise in the unemployment still, small, and which caused that a dollar to reverse its losses. So if I'm gonna look at the previous week non-farm payroll data, there we can see that yeah, so numbers were not good enough. All right, and we were expecting this data to be bad, and data was bad there, but not bad there. But this is the more important data, as we can say that we need unemployment rate to rise. So unemployment rate went higher, 3.8 from 3.50, so slightly ticked higher. But the Fed official Bostic came and said that 3.8 is not a big change in the labor market, which caused that dollar losses to reverse on other day, on Friday. But yeah, short-term trade worked over there, all right, and even the medium-term trade worked over there, which I have shown in the last weekly market outlook, if you guys remember that, selling from the top. So gold, we have seen breakout on gold as well, all right, and then again gold went into a 4-hour time frame correction. So very well explained analysis on gold if you if you are trading on gold, all right. So very well explained what happened on gold, and what gold was doing, and what kind of setup was building over there on gold ahead of the non-farm payroll. So nice short-term buy opportunity was building over there, and we have got a breakout after the bad numbers in NFP. And then again reversed, as I said, that the Bostic said that a 3.8% rise in unemployment rate is not good enough, all right, for Fed to pause. Yeah, so a similar thing happened. We got a breakdown on dollar CAD, and again it's reversed. Okay, again similar thing happened on the euro dollar. We got a breakout on the euro for upside, then again reversed. Same, we got a break on the dollar, the XY during the non-farm payroll, then again reversed after the Fed officials they commented, all right. And Nasdaq is nicely pushing higher, okay, and the Bitcoin bounced higher than we were expecting, correction over there, and it removed all its gain and went down. These were the previous weekly a week up video analysis. And if I'm gonna look at the trading view profile, all right, so we can see there that then the Amazon, we were expecting Amazon to bounce back when Amazon found its floor over there at these areas at 85. We were expecting Amazon to rise from there, and we have seen a decent rally over there on Amazon, and we still can see Amazon to visit all the way up to 190. Okay, so Amazon is still a buy the dip opportunity, is just building over there, okay, and it can continue to keep rising all the way up to that 190 area. So we'll look at that, and nice buying opportunities were building over there on Amazon. Okay, so last week we were expecting it to continue that daily correction. So some updates were there on these tech stocks. Okay, same happened with the AMD is also setting up for a buy opportunity over there. Okay, nice continuation trade opportunities were building over there for longer term on these chip stocks, and they were, so far they're doing all right. Okay, there we can see that the Nvidia is doing really well. If you're gonna look at the Nvidia is just went ballistic, all right, and AMD is also going after that, and we're expecting Nvidia to do not exactly as we have seen, you know, on AMD to do exactly same the way we have seen, you know, strength on the Nvidia, because we know that the Nvidia is doing really good in the chip industry, but the other, you know, chip makers, they are struggling because of, you know, the competition. I mean, there is no competition at the moment with the Nvidia, so they may improve their chips as well, so they are, you know, spending money on research. Yeah, so we may see more upside rally, at least up to this area, up to 132, and 165 is also on card on AMD. So Microsoft, similar setup, similar opportunity we had there on Microsoft. Yeah, gone above that high, and very much similar move like we have seen on Nvidia. All right, nice rally came over there from 217 to 366. So some updates were there, and we still can see that one more leg higher. Okay, this one more daily wave still can appear over there, as we were expecting Nasdaq 100 index to continue. So Nasdaq 100 index is pushing higher, and these daily charts are still behind. So same goes with the Google. Google is also pushing higher all the way back to that previous high. Still, you know, last week we were expecting it to break up the daily move, right? And this broke out, and yes, next leg is appeared over there. Okay, so we may or may not see that correction, and price can continue. All right. So if I'm gonna look at the next one, so the next is the dollar CAD. Okay, we were expecting dollar to reverse from the high last week, and looking for sell opportunities from top of the wedge, and we got that. Okay, this chart, and this to break down. And if you remember that, we were expecting this wedge to break down. We got a nice breakdown, yeah, and sell opportunities from that top, and it went lower nicely. And then we were expecting it to either break down that wedge, all right, and go back up, or break down and continue to keep falling, or go back up. So during the non-farm payroll, before the non-farm payroll, or even during the non-farm payroll, we got a nice drop on the dollar CAD. But again, what happened, as I said, that the Fed's boss came and said that 3.8% you know, rise in unemployment rate is not good enough for them to stop or not to consider for another rate hike on coming meetings. I don't think so they're going to raise the interest rate, you know, on next meeting. But yes, you know, right now the communication which they are having, you know, is moving the market. So we have seen, you know, reversal right after that. Right after the boss, they came and said that 3.8 is not, you know, big numbers. So don't cheers that the labor market is slowing down. So which caused, you know, that to reverse. All right, or if I'm gonna use this brush, so we were having nice breakdown there, okay, and then again boss came, said that, you know, 3.8 is not big enough, and then reversed. So yeah, we are back in the structure, back in the formation. Okay, so same strategy again, selling from the top. We'll talk about that, but let's look at the previous week charts first. All right, and some updates. So New Zealand dollar, same. Here we got a nice bounce off from the lows. Yeah, and this is, yeah, so another test of these lows is 59 is possible. Okay, we're gonna look at that, what to expect from the New Zealand dollar. And yes, that's the New Zealand dollar. And pound dollar, nice, you know, move we have seen last week. Yeah, so we were expecting it to you know, rise from these lows. Okay, and pound dollar started to rise, bounced back nicely from these lows, went up to there, and then again we got a boom, another leg lower. Okay, and this chart, so we got a next leg higher, and then again price started to struggle, break through those moving averages, the red line, and then again went lower. So yeah, there we were, where we were paying close attention within the area where the moving averages were coming over there, and you know, price, you know, held that, and then again boom, dropped for lower for another leg here within these areas. So again, the one more leg lower happened because of the Fed's boss said that again 3.8% rise in the unemployment rate is not big enough for them to consider something, change in the policy. Same thing happened over there on the euro dollar. We got a nice, a rally from bottom, from the floor on the euro dollar, right? And these nice rally started to appear over there from these lows. It was keep pushing higher, and then again moving averages came over there, possibly came over there, and then again bang lower. Okay, so there was a possibility for another leg lower under those moving averages, and we were expecting that to rise during the non-farm payroll, if you remember that, this to hold. All right, so moving average, they held. Okay, so slight rally came over there, but it didn't mean, it didn't, the strength was not big enough over there, right? And did not continue, and then again went lower for one more leg on the 4-hour time frame. Yep, we're gonna look at the updated chart. So euro dollar was there, and same happened on the DXY. Yeah, nothing new. We were expecting selling from the top last week in the weekly market outlook. Yeah, from that top, and looking those to happen. We were expecting it to break down and continue to keep falling or test new high. Yeah, same again. That flag to break. That flag to break, continue, or go back up. That flag broken, went lower, and then again reverse. I said, Bostic came over there. So Bostic, we were expecting correction to get back within those moving averages and then keep falling, but we have seen that the comment from the Bostic was strong enough to give some strength on the dollar. Same thing happened over there. So the story was the same, and that's why I was saying to you guys, when you're gonna sell the dollar, then you need to understand that if you're gonna sell all those trades, then you're gonna multiply your risk. So we got a sell-off after going higher there. Okay, went higher, and then again quick sell came over there during the non-farm payroll. We were expecting this short-term move to happen, this low happened. All right, and I don't think so. I have updated chart over there. Right, and we got a drop over there on the dollar, yen, and Bitcoin. Okay, we were expecting Bitcoin to continue, keep rising, or give us a correction over there. So we got a deep drop on the Bitcoin. So that drop came all the way up to these lows. So we'll talk about that, what we can expect on the Bitcoin for the next days. All right, and oil. So we were expecting oil to push more higher last week, all right, and hold those areas, hold those tops. This move was, possible over there, and it has gone beyond that top, and we are having a new recent daily high over there. Okay, and the move came over there because the supply cut from the they are still sticking to their supply cut, the Russians and Saudis, so which caused that oil to stay stronger for another leg higher. So those were the previous charts. Let's look at the updates for this week. Okay, so dollar index, first of all, nothing changed. It's struggling to push through that top, so we are still looking for this to exactly similar way which we were expecting it to do last week. All right, so you're watching these highs. I'm gonna look at this call out. I'm gonna put that triangle, rectangle there. So you're paying attention over there and looking for this move to happen, and price to just keep falling all the way to the downside. So you're looking for this short-term trade first. All right, so how far this goes, you're looking, the target to be these lows or all the way back to those these areas. And if price again struggle to break through those moving averages, the trend, all right, then simply go back up again. All right, and then simply go back up for another leg higher and then drop. Right, so like that. Okay, so price is holding that top. We were expecting it to hold last week after the The non-farm payroll numbers, we're expecting price to hold that. Prices, holding. We are having some gains over there on risk on currencies against the dollar. When we look at the other pairs, some gains happening over there, like the gains are coming over there. Here some gains, okay, some gains coming over there, some gains coming over there, some gains are also coming over there, right? Or some gains we have seen over there, right, against the dollar. So or the important chart, as I said, you're paying attention, is this. Yeah, so the dollar is struggling right now. It was rising very, very aggressively, but right now it's struggling against the yuan. As we can see that the Chinese, the People Bank of China, they are trying to give strength to their currency, and the most important thing is that they are setting the reference rate at very low place. Okay, there we can see that the reference rate, and that the People Bank of China fixes the dollar Chinese yuan reference rate at 7.17. All right, so the previous fix was 7.1788, so means that they are looking that trend to reverse. The previous close was 7.2675, means that they are looking dollar to go down. Okay, the reason I have explained to you last week, their property market is not doing well, and if a dollar keeps rising against the yuan, that means, I mean, the companies which have issued their bonds in dollar terms, all right, they're gonna struggle to repay. Some of them are already defaulted, so that's why the Chinese People Bank of China is trying to fix the rate to bring it down, so that the companies which are struggling to pay their debts in dollar terms, all right, so they can have access to the dollar. So more supply. People Bank of China is trying to bring more supply in the market, dollar supply in the market, and which is causing dollar to fall against the yuan. All right, they are not so aggressive at the moment, like we have seen the aggressiveness from the People Bank of China back in October. The reason why they were so aggressive at that time, their inflation was not, they were not facing the disinflation at that time. That's the reason they were so aggressive. But this time they are facing disinflation, so they may not be so aggressive like that back in back in October. So, but still they are trying to fix it. So what is the fixed rate? The reference rate which they are issuing is that the dollar to fall all the way up to 7.17, right? So they are looking this to go down. So if we're going to get that move on the dollar against the yuan, yeah, so we're going to get weaknesses on the dollar across the market, specifically dollar going to go down against the Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, or even we may see that move on a dollar CAD across the market, all right, DXY. So the fixing is happening over there. And last week, when we have seen weaknesses on the dollar against the yuan here, all right, so at that time dollar was falling as well against the other currencies. But again, as I said, the comment which came from Bostic caused the dollar to gain against the risk on currency. So that wasn't a big move from the Fed. So hopefully you got my point, what you're looking for. You're looking this to be sharp sell to the downside, and you're gonna get that trade or the move which I'm showing over there. So you're looking this to as I said, hold that top, right? Or even if it slightly goes higher, all right, let's see if it's slightly push more higher, test that top again, or slightly goes higher. So it won't change that structure anytime soon. The ascending wedge, this ascending wedge, still gonna remain over there, higher highs. Okay, so higher highs, so still higher high is possible within that wedge. I'm not looking at the moment, all right, because we can see that the dollar is falling against the Chinese yuan. So dollar is at that top, so making a good place to watch it to drop from the current price, rather than looking at to continue to push more higher. But in case if it goes higher, still you are looking at to counter from that high. So yes, so this wedge to break down. Okay, so I'm gonna remove all those drawings and gonna look at the next one. So the next is going to be the euro. Okay, so euro is opposite. They're gonna be opposite, and yeah, so we have just seen that chart at the start. If I'm gonna open that, yeah, bounce off came over there again, sell off came, and then price is just simply holding that wedge or moving averages. Okay, again, I have, if you remember that, my previous euro, analysis is over there on the YouTube, then I hopefully you understand that there is still a possibility that the euro still can drag lower all the way. We cannot rule out that euro still can go there, guys. We cannot rule out that. So it depends. Either the Europe is going slow, Europe economy is going to slow, quicker than the America, or the American economy is going to be slow sharply than the Europe. Yeah, so we cannot rule out that. So if I'm gonna if I'm gonna show you a couple of examples, EURCHF, so we can see that the franc is taking these lows out. All right, so euro against the franc is taking these lows out. This is also a sign that the euro is still struggling against the safe haven currencies like the Swiss franc. Swiss franc is too strong right now against the euro. All right, and the risk on currency, if I'm gonna look at the risk on currency, yeah, another risk on currency, which is the New Zealand dollar again, or Australian dollar. Okay, so the best example is the USD. So yeah, so you can see that the Australian dollar is also, heading towards these lows, the October lows, and trying to take out that, low. So we cannot rule out breakdown further on the euro, and euro to continue to keep dragging lower. Yeah, there are possibilities still exist over there. Okay, or if we're gonna pull out the Chinese yuan, right? So CNH USD. So if I'm gonna use that, so there we can see that the Chinese yuan is also struggling against the dollar, okay, and taking out those lows. All right, taking out those lows, the October lows. We cannot rule why euro is strong. Simply, we need to understand that why euro is strong against the dollar, why euro is not there where the Chinese yuan is, or the other risk on currencies like Australian dollar or New Zealand dollar, because the inflation is very much high. The core inflation is very much high in the Europe, and market is expecting that ECB going to be more hawkish than the Fed, all right, and gonna keep raising the interest rate after the Fed gonna pause, all right, and that's causing the euro to stay stronger against the dollar, while the other currencies like the Australian dollar, or the New Zealand dollar, they are not stronger like the euro. All right, because New Zealand, Reserve Bank of New Zealand, may have done hiking the interest rate, so their cycle is over. The Australian cycle may be over for hiking the interest rate, but market is expecting that ECB is still gonna keep raising the interest rate. But those expectations can change at any time. Those expectations are not fixed. So it depends on the inflation, how sharply inflation is going to slow down. So the previous inflation numbers, we haven't seen change in European inflations. Yeah, in European inflation was just stuck over there where it was in the previous month. So no change. So still the picture is same that the euro is still going to stay strong. That's causing that difference, that divergence. All right, the divergence which we are having between the risk on currencies and the euro. So that's the reason. So euro is still staying top while the others are close to the October lows. But that can change, all right? That can change. You don't know when those conditions, when the inflation is going to fall very, very aggressively, or the economy is going to slow down. That can change. If that's going to happen, and ECB officials are coming out again and saying that, oh, inflation is going, and the economy is slowing down very, very aggressively, so we are pausing, or blah blah blah. Yeah, so anything can happen, and that can drive the euro to just bang lower. But right now we are going against that. All right, we are still looking ECB to keep communicating with the market and keep saying that the inflation is still high. We are looking to raise the interest rate, and euro to just keep gaining against the dollar, and another leg higher, and keep going, keep going against this drop, all right, and keep looking to buy on these lows and price to at least give us a short-term trades, or a strong aggressive move all the way back to that high or this area. So hopefully you understand that. What's the logic behind that? Why we are looking, buying opportunities on the euro, and first of all, what kind of opportunity you're looking for short-term opportunity. Yeah, so for 50 to 100 pips pip trade, and if that's going to turn into a 200 or 300 pip move, then you're looking it to go all the way up to that high, and then getting on from that high and looking it to drop. So make sure you understand that what's happening over there and what kind of trade you are looking. Yeah, so you're looking short-term buying opportunities from these lows. Okay, so first of all, again, same, we still miss, if I'm gonna invert that like DXY, so you're gonna get the idea. Yeah, so very much similar like chart, like the DXY chart. Okay, we still can see, you know, higher high within that channel. All right, so we are not looking at this move. Okay, we are simply looking for price to just hold and it to just keep falling, at least this move, or continue to keep falling. Yeah, I'm gonna look at that rectangle. Okay, so this is the move. First of all, you're looking good at this to go there or all the way there. All right, so buy side. So keep eyes on those lower time frame charts. It may not test these lows again. All right, and can continue to keep rising. This might be a start for more upside. This 15-minute time frame chart might be a start for more upside. So you look in these breakouts and price to just keep, you know, pushing more higher, right? So that makes sense. So that's the euro dollar. And pound dollar, you see that the pound is slightly ahead. Pound is slightly ahead than the euro. Yeah, so the higher the pound goes against the euro, against the dollar, also going to be a sign for you to that the euro also going to follow up. All right, so if I'm gonna look at this, yeah, if I'm gonna pull out these horizontal ray over there, and there and there, and if I'm gonna use that Fibonacci lines, okay, so simple strategy, I'm gonna look at that. There we can see that the strength is there on the pound. All right, so this was the move on the risk on currencies. That was the move. All right, and euro tested, the pound did not test that low, right? The reason pound was strong, and pound has removed these losses, okay, from there to there more than 50%, okay, but euro hasn't removed those losses. All right, and the retracement is you know, is somewhere close to 50%. Okay, there 50% retracement has happened over there of this move going back, or these losses. Okay, these losses, retracement is happening over there, but euro is still staying. This is the 50% retracement, so euro is still lagging over there. Yeah, so euro is a, you're watching the higher the pound goes against the dollar, all right, and euro stay close to the bottom, means that there's an opportunity on the euro, so you're looking euro to buy. This is a simple strategy, guys. You know, when euro, simple, you know, not a complex stuff over there. When you see that the risk on currency is gaining against one currency, then the other is not gaining against the dollar, yeah, then you can catch. So, you know, that's pushing higher. Okay, the the pound is pushing higher, is also giving you a signal that the euro is setting up for more upside. Okay, so again, same daily time frame. If I'm going to use the moving averages, daily moving averages are holding. Yes, sending a signal. Again, same story, no complexity here. If I'm gonna pull out to the Chinese yuan chart, there is still possibility. Same picture, same story. Higher inflation in the UK. Yeah, that story may change. Okay, if change, then we may see crash over there on pound. If that story stays over there, like inflation is still going to stay over there in the UK, yeah, then more, you know, hawkish Bank of England, another leg higher, and that's what we are looking simply. Okay, so how to trade on lower time frame? Again, price is already bouncing back. So previous move, we got a nice breakout over there, all right? This nice, you know, push up from these lows. It didn't continue. So story is same again, guys. So if I'm gonna, you know, pull some rectangle over there, right, these lows, and you look in price to hold that, price is already pushing higher, is giving us a signal that the strength is just coming over there. So you look in that move to continue to keep pushing all the way back to that high. So first of all, price needs to break through that trend. Okay, the trend you see over there, okay, that trend, this is the trend. Price needs to break that trend. This is a bearish correction trend. Okay, price needs to, when you are buying within these moving averages, make sure you understand that this is the trend. You are, the short to medium term trend is just happening over there. So the price is stuck over there. So this to break through and clear that trend and continue to keep rising all the way. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to go to the lower time frame, 15 minute. Okay, price is pushing higher, nicely taking off. All All right, and you're looking that to continue, simply continue to keep rising, guys. Yeah, continue. So if you see another correction, let's look at the further lower time frame. Yeah, so this 5-minute time frame is simply taking off the continuation. So you might be late on this trade. Yeah, so you might have missed that buy opportunity from that low, right? So you only can get into the trade after having a small correction over there, and once that correction break out and continue like these. Okay, these corrections were forming, breaking out, right? So forming, breaking out, forming and breaking out. So similar correction to form and break out and continue. Or you can wait price to fall back to that low, and then you are looking it to continue to keep pushing more higher. All right, so that's the pound dollar. So if I'm gonna look at the Australian dollar is also setting up for a buy, no change. This bigger structure, okay, on 4-hour time frame. You're watching these lows really closely for the buyers. Yes, I'm gonna only look at this 4-hour time frame so that the analysis can be simple rather than complex. All right, so you're looking for this to hold that lows and that short-term trade and possible continuation for more upside. All right, big move. So all the way continue to keep pushing more higher. Yeah, so if you don't see that and price fall back to these lows, right, and price fall back to these lows, so still gonna be a buy opportunity, as we can see that the reversal has already almost has happened over there on dollars, Chinese yuan. Yeah, so if I'm gonna reverse this chart, invert that chart other way, and gonna pull out my, you know, this Chinese yuan chart, there we can see that the reversal already has happened over has started over there on dollars, on Chinese yuan. All right, Chinese yuan is just simply gaining over there. So some, you know, the lower the dollar goes against the Chinese yuan will also give you a sign that the Australian dollar is a buy opportunity, and you're looking that to happen. Okay, and as I said, that the fixed rate which we are having over there from the People Bank of China, the fixed, you know, the reference rate, the reference rate which is being issued by the you know, People Bank of China is being set over there at 17. All right, so at 17, so price needs this needs to fall at least within these areas. All right, so we're gonna see more strength on the Australian dollar. All right, like that. So we're gonna see more strength in that case. So we'll see that. But yes, the lower the dollar goes against the Chinese yuan, so you're looking it to hold these lows and break out for upside, and short-term trades going to be within that correction. Okay, 4-hour time frame correction. So same setup goes over there on New Zealand dollar. So bigger chart is this. So bigger move to happen all the way up to that high. All right, that daily flag. And on lower time frame, there is the opportunities forming over there. So you're looking again similar kind of opportunity here. Yeah, so short term that trade and a possible, you know, leg higher all the way back to that high. So in case if we see that the move is just simply breaking down, okay, testing that low, and then again you are looking it to go back up. Okay, dollar chief gonna be the opposite dollar. Yeah, this is the previous chart. Last week we have ignored that, so we have seen nice, you know, buying, you know, opportunity over there from these lows, and this leg happened over there from these lows, and there is a possibility for another leg lower. Okay, very much similar like the DXY. Okay, so you know that the DXY is also forming similar wedge, right? And the rectangle. Okay, so this short term counter trend trade. Okay, this short term, this low, you paying attention at that top or new high within that wedge, and fall all the way back to that low, right? So they're within these areas. So Make sure this is a short-term opportunity and gonna be a continuation with the previous trend. Not expecting the breakout for upside yet. The DX, the dollar CAD, similar, yeah, similar wedge which we have seen last week during the non-farm payroll. Okay, bigger picture, you know, you remember that the bigger picture 2-day chart, right? And this is the bigger picture. We got that leg higher, okay, on lower time frame we were expecting, all right, and we were expecting these to break down, all right. So these corrections to break down last week. We got a breakout or another leg higher, so we got a breakdown and then reversed. So similar stories like last week, so you're paying attention at the high, all right. So it is forming like a correction for another breakup, okay, but I'm not expecting this breakout to continue, all right. So I'm expecting price to just struggle there where it is struggling right now, okay. Or if I'm gonna pull out my pound dollar chart on my right side, and you're paying attention on the pound dollar, yeah, the higher the pound dollar goes, all right, means that there is a sell opportunity. Okay, so you're paying attention closely over there. So the higher the pound goes against the dollar, all right, and this is the place you are paying attention for sure, not waiting for this to go higher and then drop. This is possible, okay, but we are not having any sign for that move, okay. We can see that the pound is gaining, so not looking for that. You're paying attention within this area and looking for a price action and that trade to happen all the way back to this, or a breakdown again. Hopefully you got the point, guys. Yeah, so and once you see that the price again fall back within those moving averages, all right, now 4-hour time frame, the 2-hour time frame correction is just broken, but the trend was just turned into a bigger, or price simply want to stay at that top for a while. Okay, and once price come into these moving averages, not going to break down, okay, another leg higher back to that top or slightly more higher and then drop. Yeah, so this is the first counter trend trade you are searching over there. Okay, so that's the dollar CAD, and this is the chief yen. So last week we were expecting it to go back up to that top and then drop. So we have seen, you know, retest of that top and drop, and then again price bounced off aggressively and gone higher. Specifically, we had the strength we have seen on the dollar after the yen. So again, you're paying attention over there at these highs, all right, and looking for this to drop again, similar trade and a possible longer term reversal, or first of all looking for short term move, yeah, and if it start falling for a big time, then drop for a big move. Okay, policy change from the Bank of Japan. Okay, so same trade happened over there on the euro against the yen last week, all right. So again, bullish move happened over there on the euro yen, and again we are looking for a counter trend trade on the euro. Okay, last week we were expecting it to go back up, test that top, yeah, these moves to go back up and test that top and then drop. So this move happened, price held that nicely, that top, okay, and then dropped. There is a possibility that the euro yen still can push higher all the way back to that top, as we can see that the dollar is gaining against the yen, okay, which might be a sign that the euro still can push more higher. Also, last night Bank of Japan you know, bought bonds, which caused the yen to get weaker last night, all right. So there we can see there. So if I'm gonna use the chief, you know, chief yen is also all right, but there we can see that the dollar yen is just testing that high, okay, means that the euro is also can push slightly more higher back to that top. You see there, and those tops are being tested. those tops. All right, so euro yen can also test that top, and we are also looking strength on the euro against the dollar. Yeah, so if strength comes over there on the euro against the dollar, then highly likely we're going to see that push more higher. All right, and that move gonna be over there. Or if I'm gonna pull out my chief yen chart is also pushing back towards that top, and me test that top. All right, this top, or those tops, and then again can fall over there. So that's what you're looking basically actually. Yeah, so weaknesses on the dollar will also gonna drag the dollar yen lower, and the trade which we are yeah, so we're gonna get the drop on the dollar, and the dollar yen gonna go also lower. So these pairs can also drop from that top. So next move, so we are already preparing for the next move on these currencies. Okay, so on the dollar yen, the same bigger weekly chart, it seems like that the flag is developing over there for another breakup. Okay, breakup. So you're not expecting breakup to happen again, and also we have seen last good thing is that the Bank of Japan official came and said that they may get out from the negative interest rate policy, and if so, then we may see strength on the yen across the market. But what you are looking right now is just simply same. All right, like we are having some strength on the pound against the dollar. If that chart keeps climbing up, all right, then this is going to be a sell opportunity simply. But yeah, so that trade may not happen quickly. All right, that trade may not, the dollar yen sell may not happen very quickly, may take some time to drop. So you need to see some strength across the market on risk on currencies, or dollar to go down. Then yeah, so some strength came over there, not so aggressive. If that keeps coming and this chart stuck over there at this top, all right, or slightly more higher, and this keeps pushing more higher, okay, then there's going to be a sell opportunity on the dollar yen. But yeah, so you're watching the top closely, and yeah, and if pound dollar goes down, then dollar yen slightly can push more higher. So yeah, so but right now, you know, you are simply looking for price action over there, and these areas where we were expecting price action last week, if you remember. Okay, so the last week price action was those red lines. Okay, price broke out, and then red candles came over there, bang on, and then those flags, and okay, and then during the non-farm payroll, we were expecting this short-term trade and breakdown. But again, as I said, Fed's boss said that 3.8% rise in unemployment rate is not a big deal yet. Okay, and that caused it to go back up. So you're looking at to hold those areas again, or slightly push more higher those areas, and then again give you a similar kind of trade. Or you're looking some comments from the Bank of Japan regarding their policy change, so that can also give you that move. So same happened, all right, there last week. I was saying that the pound yen can push more higher, and then you can start looking for a drop over there. Okay, it came over there. There we can say it came over there, but did not exactly hit that top, and then dropped over there. So again, similar sideways market. It's trending for upside. Looks like that is a daily flag setting up for a breakup. Okay, looks like that daily correction is just setting up over there, the pound yen for breakup. So again, counter trend move. You're looking price to just push more higher, as we can see that the dollar yen is still flirting with the previous top. Yeah, so there you can looking for this, and then again fall back. This is tradable if you know how to trade. Yeah, so I wouldn't suggest you to chase that trade. Price already moved from these lows. All right, and let's wait for the price to test that top, and if it tests that, you watch price action during the week, and then again it to fall back. Yeah, and if it keeps falling, then reverse the trend. Again, dollar yen is also same. Okay, we were expecting dollar yen to stay sideways, and we got a price action over there. Dollar yen held that top and then dropped. Okay, so same again, dollar yen to not break out that top. If it does, then all the way back to that top and fall. But right now, this is the move you are watching. All right, so let me remove that first. Okay, this is the move price action over there, and this is, so all these tops or resistance are good to watch, okay, for them to, for the cat to drop against the yen. All those tops are good to watch. And as we can see that the Canadian economy is slowing sharply than the others, so that can drive it to go down. Okay, same goes with this chart. In the previous weekly market outlook, we were expecting it. Yes, that is still possible. Okay, breakout still can happen, and the Australian dollar still can visit that high. I'm not anticipating right now, but make sure you prepare for that move. If strength is coming on the Australian dollar, it's simply going to break through. So similar like the others. Okay, so similar like others. If I'm going to pull a couple of more, trend horizontal rays, okay, these highs, you're paying attention on these highs and counter trend trades. Okay, fall back or go back up and fall back. So those resistance. Same goes on the New Zealand dollar. They are in the sideways market. These horizontal rays, okay, paying attention, push slightly more higher, and this sideways market. Okay, if it doesn't hold that and push more higher, then again from those highs. Right, and euro pound is coming off. Euro pound is coming off. As I said last week, do not look for continuation trade on it. Yeah, so it can continue to keep falling to the downside. So it's pushing lower, and you once price tag that lows, all right, so you're looking for this to tag these lows, okay, and go back up. Pound chief. Okay, in the previous weekly market outlook, we were expecting pound chief to hold these lows. All right, hold these lows. It held and bounced back. So nicely they bounced back. So what you are looking right now is just simply, it's just staying within this sideways market. Okay, and there is a possibility that the as I said last week, that the pound can keep rising all the way back to that high, If I'm gonna invert that chart, all right, I'm gonna pull out my euro pound chart. So euro pound is highly correlated with the pound chief, right, and I'm gonna invert that chart too. So there we can see that this way. So let's just keep it this way. So there we can see that the euro pound is testing these areas, all right, and we're expecting it to hold these lows, and the pound chief can give us that move, as I have shown last week. Okay, so it can continue to keep rising all the way back to that high. All right, so ignore this. All right, and I simply will suggest you that do not chase the buys on the pound at the current price. Okay, you only look for buying the pound against the chief if it falls back to the lows. Yeah, and if you already caught that, because the chief is so strong right now because of the Swiss National Bank policy, and not a single currency right now, the major single currency is sustaining against the chief's strength. So you have to be careful when you are specifically going against the chief. Yeah, so yeah, if it falls, test these lows, then you are interested for buy. Yeah, otherwise let this break out and continue. Yeah, for that you have to be into the moves from these lows. Yeah, so there is no short-term opportunities because market is in a sideways. And if you want to trade, yeah, so then if you really want to trade on this, yeah, then watch that top and these lows, and if price come and struggle and then again fall back, or just based on the resistance. Okay, but when price comes to support and hold that, then you are looking to go back up, because euro is still strong against the pound and giving us a sign that the pound chief can fall. Pound can rise against the chief, so chief can fall further. So last week we were expecting EuroCAD to go higher, okay, and EuroCAD keep rising. It didn't test that, but just keep pushing more higher. and it's simply again testing these lows. Okay, and the trade is this, you're looking that trade to happen, and EuroCAD to continue to keep pushing more higher all the way up to the high. If I'm gonna check the trend is just simply coming over there. The daily trend is just coming over there. Okay, and that trend to hold. So if it breaks down, then we'll see, you know, what happens. But these sideways market are these support areas to hold right now, which are already holding. Yes, so yes, you can look for these short-term trade first from those support areas. Yeah, and if they, yeah, and then that bigger move. So last week, as I said, that you only can counter the pound, the CAD against the chief. Yeah, so a CAD is just simply trying to find its floor over there against the chief. Okay, you only can counter that. Okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen now with the chief? Another, you know, big leg is due, like that, like this big leg is due. Okay, like big leg, all these big legs are due. There we can see that. Okay, so we may see another deeper leg over there on the CAD against the chief, like that. This is going to take a lot of time. I mean, price gonna keep pushing more higher slowly for a couple of weeks to months. Okay, and the reason is very much simple, that the Swiss, you know, economy is slowing down very aggressively. There we can see that. And if you see my cursor there, you can see that the GDP, the quarterly GDP on the Swiss franc, right there, is 0. No growth in this quarter. All right, so no growth, 0% growth. So in coming, you know, weeks to months, this can go to negative. All right, and that can cause Swiss National Bank to think about that the economy is slowing down because of their, you know, their hawkish policy, and that can reverse. So you only can counter that. You only can buy those risk on currencies against the franc. So again, it's a risky trade, all right? And if it works, then works. Yeah, and if it doesn't work, then you have to get out from the market, all right? So you only can look for short-term trade first, and if they goes well, all right, like these trades. First, you're looking for these counter trend trades. Okay, so short-term trades, and if they does well, then you can hold those trades for more upside. But yeah, just counter them for short term rather than, you know, 1 to 2 or 1 to 1 risk war ratio, rather than, you know, looking for a big trade over there, 1 to 10 or something like that. All right, so pound against the New Zealand dollar. Again, we are looking for strength on the New Zealand dollar and the Australian dollar, and that to drop pound against them. Simple moving averages, yeah. So what moving averages? Moving averages are there. So 21, 50, 80, and on top of that 80 is 35 SMA smoother moving averages. So you're looking for pound. Okay, last week we were expecting pound to hold these areas and drop. Okay, this move came, then again tested, then again dropped. So yes, so same again. All right, so price to slightly push more higher, test and hold that top. All right, and then drop, and where is the arrow? And there is the arrow. Okay, so price to push more higher, hold those tops, and then again drag lower. Okay, and all the way keep pushing lower. So this is the perfect drawing tool. Yeah, so I usually use that, but you cannot see that on TradingView. Okay, so the trade is you know, same again. All right, so go and drag all the way up to this low. So short-term trade gonna be over there. Okay, so you're looking for these short-term trades first. All right, these all the way back to that low and a big drop. to come over there. So paying attention where the price is struggling at those tops. Same goes with the pound Australian dollar. Yeah, pound is more weaker against the Australian dollar. All right. So that's why price is not exactly testing that high. All right, in these highs. So what you're looking is just simply price to push more higher. All right, this to push more higher. That's the high. All those areas. Okay, short-term trade first this, and in case if the big sell-off came and then continue to keep falling. All right, if I'm gonna use my rectangle, then these short-term trades. Okay, you can even look for these short-term trades first. Once price test, price may not test that top, guys, and it can continue to keep falling. But that's where you are looking price action. Okay, price has already tested that last week and went lower. Okay, it tested that and tested these areas and then dropped. So the drop is slow, corrective, slow, right? Not so aggressive, and it can test that high again. Okay, and then you are looking it to just keep dragging lower. So that's your pound Australian chart. The pound CAD again, very much similar like last week. All right. Okay, so we, similar like last week, do not chase it at the current price, do not sell it, let the price tag that top. All right, and then you are looking it to counter that from that top. This is the pound CAD chart. All right, so just simply wait for that resistance to be tested, and then you are looking it to drop from that resistance. Because pound is holding those resistance very well. So pound, the Australian dollar, and CAD, right? So last week we were expecting it to drop, right? Ahead of the, watch the Kiwi CAD first and then this to drop. Kiwi CAD gain some strength, yeah, and drop. We did not see huge rise on the Kiwi against the CAD, and also we did not see huge, we haven't seen huge rise yet on the Australian dollar. Again, the problem is with the Chinese currencies, which is causing these currencies to struggle. So yeah, any strength on the Chinese yuan will definitely going to give the strength to the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar, and these charts going to go back up. But there is still a possibility for another leg lower. All right, so I will I will suggest you to not look for this one more leg lower, even though that's possible. Okay, but right now I simply don't see any good opportunity on this chart. Right, I don't see any good opportunity. So you only can watch those moving averages, and if it struggles, then another daily leg lower from there. Okay, from there another daily leg lower all the way back to that low. So I will ignore these two charts right now because I don't see any opportunities and they are so slow. All right, and but yes, as we are looking these two currencies to gain, then definitely we are at the bottom, and then we're gonna look they are setting up for rise. Okay, last week we were expecting New Zealand dollar to tag this low and then go higher. Yeah, it didn't tag, and then pushing more higher. So sideways market, we can say that. So you only can expect the trend to continue, or let the Kiwi CAD to test the lows again, and then you are interested. All right, if it continue, yeah, it can continue, but not interested. So you're chasing those charts at such levels. Okay, if they test these lows again, then show interest or upside. All right, so I'm gonna ignore this too. And Australian dollar against the New Zealand dollar. Okay, this chart to break down, so Kiwi to gain aggressively and break down Australian dollar and test that low. Not a good chart, not a best chart right now to chase. All right, simply break down and test that low. Right, break down and test that low. Not a best chart to trade right now. All right, so Euro Australian dollar is similar like the pound Australian dollar chart. Okay, so last week we were expecting these charts to break down those the flag which we're having over there. We were expecting these areas, these places to hold and continue. They held, they went lower nicely. Okay, you are expecting similar again. All right, If they keep falling, you can't do much, right? You only can run after those trades. You can chase them on lower time frame, like 15 to 30-minute time frame. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest you to do that. Okay, I will suggest you to, if you miss the trade, let the price go back up, all right? If it goes back up, test that high, you again watching price action, all right, and look in this trade, okay? Or these trades, that these four charts are same. I'm showing same trades on these four charts. All right, on pound Australian dollar, euro Australian dollar, and pound New Zealand dollar, and pound euro New Zealand dollar. Yeah, so same trade. So that's what you are looking. So you're looking first of all these short-term trades. All right, so once price test that. So if it does not I mean basically I'm expecting expanding triangle. If that forms over there, then you are looking, you know, triangle to hold. And there is also a possibility that the trend has already begun over there, and we may not see. Okay, remember this chart. This is very important chart right now, by the way, because the problems are happening over there with China right now. The problems are there, and if they solve those problems, okay, then all these charts gonna do well. And if they don't solve these problems, right, and the dollar rises for another like higher against the Chinese yuan, then these charts are not gonna fall. Yeah, you see that very much similar formation you are having over there. So if I'm gonna pull out this chart and this, you know, I mean this cross over there, you know, so this cross. So you are high. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Very much similar formation. You see that? Okay, so this is the flag. All right, this is the flag, right? And just look at those places. Okay, that's the high, and this is the high on the dollar against the Chinese yuan. And if you're gonna look at dates 17th of August, 2 o'clock. All right, 17th of August. Yes, 6. Yeah, and you know, drop came here, then again push up, drop came here. Yeah, so drop came here, push up, and then again broken down. The flag came over there, and then again euro went into a flag, broke down. All right, and then again dollars went lower against the Chinese yuan. All right, now this is correcting again. All right, and if we see that the dollar push more higher against the Chinese yuan, yeah, so we're going to see more lag. We may see the test of that top. So very much similar formation you're having over there. Okay, and why these two charts are repeating the same formation? The logic is very much simple behind that. The Australian economy relies on the Chinese economy. The Chinese economy is slowing down. All right, and People Bank of China is trying to you know, push the yuan higher and dollar lower, and that's why they're fixing the reference rate at 7.17. They're trying to push the dollar lower towards that, 7.17 by issuing the reference rate at much lower levels, right? So if you're going to see this chart keep falling, all right, the euro will also keep falling that against the Australian dollar. So setup is very much same. Okay, so we may not see that, we may not see retest of that top, and price can keep breaking these corrections, these lower time 30-minute corrections keep falling. All right, so what you can do, all right, you only can chase them. Let's just have a point here. So if you see that the dollar is falling sharply against the Chinese yuan, so specifically the Asian session, right, and these charts are holding higher, then you can chase them wherever they are. You can get into the wherever they are. Let's say it is there and the dollar dropped against the Chinese yuan, all right, but the breakout is not coming over there on the euro against the Australian dollar. Then you can chase them, you can get into the market, can put stop behind that, and look for these to continue to keep dragging lower. Yes, you can get a reference from the dollar against the Chinese yuan. If that keeps falling, bang, the trade is there on the euro against the Australian dollar. So same goes there. All right, so this is also doing this similar situation or similar formation. Make sure you use reasonable stop loss so that you can give some room to your trade. that it can breathe, rather than using very tight stop loss. Okay, so this is also a same trade. Okay, the 4 trades are very much similar. All right, like this to go all the way. How far it goes, we'll see that. But right now, again, if I'm gonna look at the 4-hour time frame, moving averages, all right, we still can see a triangle formation. All right, this triangle. Okay, we're gonna get the idea from the dollar Chinese yuan. If that goes higher, test that high, you're gonna see triangle there, and then again price action over there. And if we see that the Chinese keeps trying to fix their currency, okay, and that keeps falling, all right, then these corrections on lower 1 hour time frame will keep breaking. All right, keep breaking to the downside. Okay, so again setups are there. Setup is already happening over there. Okay? So trade is already happening over there. So last week we were expecting these pairs to hold these areas. Okay, this slightly went higher, then again sell-off came over there. Okay, after the fixing from the Chinese, they are also changing some policies over there in China to support the property market, and that's causing some strength so on the Chinese yuan. So that's important. Okay, make sure you understand that. So again, expanding triangle or these. Okay, let me make it slightly clear. The reason why we are not having clear formations there is that the market is really slow and sideways. Okay, that's why I'm showing a bigger time frame chart, and you're paying over attention on the bigger time frame chart. Otherwise, these are the 30-minute time frame corrections which are just appearing over there. Okay, right now this correction holding that top and trying to fall. So I wouldn't suggest you to look for sell over there and look for that trade. The only exception is that the dollar is falling aggressively against the Chinese yuan, then you can chase. Okay, I will suggest you to, I'm trying to show you the best place where you can be safe and have a good potential opportunity, and that's the expanding triangle formation, these areas. All right, and if price doesn't test that top, it's up to you where you can get into the trade. But these are the places where you can manage your trade well and can put stop losses at safe place, right? Maybe above that high or somewhere there within these areas. Here we are looking for a bigger daily drop, not a short-term drop over there. So stop losses above those highs is going to be reasonable. Okay, and look at that, we're up to which level price can fall. So we'll see how it evolves over time. So the chief yen, very much similar like the Uzi. Trades are same. Okay, I'm showing drop on the Euro Australian dollar, and you have to be bullish here on these charts for upside, and very much similar like the cat chief, guys. So better to ignore these two charts. Okay, they are sitting and they can continue to keep, let me make it clear. Okay, they can continue to keep pushing more higher like they were doing. Breakout again, breakout, okay, breakout, or a proper another leg lower. So the trend is, again, if I'm going to look at the cat, the bigger time frame, and as I said that the policy may change. Okay, so this bigger move is just simply due like that. This bigger move is just due because economy, as I said, that the economy is slowing down. Look at that. The recent quarter GDP is 0. They have to change their policy. Means easy policy, and once they're going to be easy policy, it will go back up, and you can't counter that. It's risky, always risky when you counter this risk on currency, specifically against the monsters franc. All right, yeah, so franc is a monster currency right now, so it's always a risky kind of stuff. So yeah, so short term push up, keep rising, guys, ignore that. You will struggle to buy the Australian dollar against the chief. Okay, but what is the point here? The point is that I'm showing Australian dollar to gain, yeah, against the dollar, against the other currencies. Okay, if we see strength over there, this is also going to go higher. Yeah, so what is the best, if you're going to buy here and going to sell the euro against the Australian dollar or New Zealand dollar, the trade is going to be the same. Or if you're going to buy the Australian dollar against the dollar, trade is same. Yeah, trade is same across the market, same trade. Yeah, it's a risk on trade, same trade. So you're only going to multiply your risk if you're going to keep taking all these trades. Yes, what you can do, you can choose the best one or two, and then you can focus on them and can trade on them. All right, rather than putting your risk on all these trades. You're only going to multiply your risk. I'm showing simply a risk on trade across the market. All right, when you're going to see that the dollar going to drop, there's going to be a risk on trade. Yeah, a risk on currency is going to go higher, and safe haven is going to go down. Right, specifically the dollar. All right, the dollar or franc or we may see strength on the equities. Yeah, we may not see weaknesses on the gold or silvers. All right, so same stress stuff is there. Yeah, it can continue, keep pushing more higher, like that I have shown you another. So formation is similar like the dollar Chinese yuan, all right, or the euro New Zealand dollar, which I have just explained over the 4-hour time frame, expanding triangle formation, guys. There, okay, it can break down and continue to keep falling. This is the flag, all right, and this is the triangle which we can see over there. Price can and then draw. Formation is same. Let's move on to the this is the this is the chart you are paying attention, because it is setting the direction of the market at the moment. This is the chart you are paying attention. Every night we see that the Chinese are doing something to spur their economy. Okay, there we can see on this tweet, we can see that People Bank of Canada, China injected 12 billion via 7-day reverse repo at 1.8%. They're cutting the interest rate. They're trying whatever they can to bring back the inflation. Okay, but so far they're struggling. We can see that. All right, so far they're struggling. So what is important this week? I think the next week the Chinese inflation is going to be released on Saturday. There we can see that. Saturday, these numbers are going to be released. So these numbers are really important. And previous month we have seen that the Chinese inflation gone down, right? And there, the Chinese in the -3. Chinese inflation gone down -3. So on this Saturday, they're expecting that the inflation gonna rebound. Right, they're gonna have pickup after the actions they have taken, and those gonna cause that inflation to go back up like this. All right, so if that doesn't happen, right, and inflation goes further down, further into negative territory, so that means China, People Bank of China has to be more aggressive. Chinese authorities have to be more aggressive to support the economy. All right, more dovish actions, all right, and that's going to be bad for the Chinese yuan simply. All right, and if the numbers are going to be positive, all right, this is going to be good for the Chinese yuan. All right, and the steps Chinese have taken to bring the inflation back, all right, may work over there. So we may see that breakdown. So that's what we are looking. All right, so the Rand will keep falling against the dollar. Rand is falling, and Rand is not going to sustain its, the Rand is just keep falling, and we may see break above that high 19 or maybe 20 breakout, and Rand Rand can fall and dollar can continue to keep pushing more higher. So you only can trade for continuation for more upside. All right, or all right, so or all right, so or not at a best place, guys. I wouldn't suggest you to take that breakout. All right, and in case if it falls to these lows, all right, and hold those, and you're looking for this to buy. Yeah, breakout may not continue, or if it falls to these lows or these previous lows, and pay attention and then continue. But it is at a high, it is at the top where you can can get trapped over there for buying dollar against the Rand. You have to be really good to buy the dollar. But yes, it can continue pushing more higher. So where we need to pay attention is the policy changes just simply due over there on this dollar, all right, against the Mexican peso. So we attempted it for previously, but it didn't, there. We were expecting it to rise from those high, those lows. But the reason why we didn't see, that next leg higher, all right, so similar leg which we have just seen on the dollar against the rand, all right, dollar went higher against the rand, but dollar did not rise against the peso, and peso still gaining, right? Remember, this move is still due. Okay, so let's just look at that, why we did not see and what has happened over there to push dollar lower against the peso. Okay, so if I'm going to go to the clean chart and quickly look at that, and I use very often these two charts, I'm going to use them again. Right, so I'm going to use that's the inflation, all right? That's the Mexico inflation rate, all right? And let's just pull out over there INTR, MXNINTR. XR. That's the interest rate. Okay, so similarly, if I'm gonna pull out the American inflation, US inflation rate. And I'm gonna pull out my, US chart on top of that. So there. Okay, so this chart and one more chart with that. So if I'm gonna use that chart to understand the repricing risk. So repricing risk is not there anymore in the Mexico. So there you go. Okay, so this chart as well. So this chart is telling us that the interest rate is extremely in a restrictive territory in the Mexico. They have raised the interest rates way too high. Okay, way too high. So if we're going to look at the core inflation, right? So the core inflation is core inflation is 6.64. Okay, this chart is telling us that there is the policy in the Mexico is extremely tight. Okay, there we can see that the interest rate or negative 6.46 means that the interest rate is extremely above the headline inflations, all right? Or the interest rate is just simply killing the inflation in the Mexico, right? But the core inflation is still slightly high, okay? And where the interest rate is in the Mexico, the interest rate is there and 11.24, while the inflation in the Mexico is that the 4.74, right? Headline inflation, and the core inflation is sitting over there at there. at 6.64. So still interest rate is very well above the core inflation. Okay, and the target inflation is 2%, I think. All right, so the target inflation is 2%. Think. All right, so there, 2% target. I'm not sure, maybe 2% or not. So I'm not sure about their inflation target. Maybe they don't have any inflation or what, I don't know. All right, but so so reconnected. All right, so I don't know, what is their inflation target in the Mexico, but what we know is that now this is causing a huge, policy divergence. Okay, now this is causing a huge interest rate is 11.24, inflation, headline inflation is 470, 480, and while the interest rate in the US is 5.50. All right, so basically the strength which we are having on the Mexico peso against the dollar is being caused by the interest rate gap. Right, the interest rate is extremely high in the Mexico, and money savers, they are saving their money and being paid at 11.25, which is causing more demand in the Mexico peso, while the dollar is not gaining and still keep falling. But this is not the case. This is not the exactly case which we are having in the against the rand. All right, that's why rand is just keep falling against the dollar. But the point here is that this is going to reverse. All right, this policy is going to reverse. The Mexico bank is going to cut the interest rate sooner or later and going to come down, quicker than the Fed. Okay, which is going to cause the dollar to start rising for upside against the peso. And yes, the more important point here is that the rates are extremely high in the Mexico, right? And the inflation is falling. They cannot keep raising interest rate. They're only going to cut the interest rates. So once they're going to start cutting the interest rate, and I'm expecting that they're going to start cutting that interest rate, before the Fed, because inflation more than 50% inflation, the gap we are having between the inflation and interest rate in the Mexico. All right, and if I'm going to pull out the all right, so this is going to reverse, and then once they're gonna reverse the policy, they're only gonna cut the interest rate, and once they're gonna start cutting the interest rate, the next leg, I'm gonna pull out the dollar. The next leg is going to appear over there like that. See that? Both currencies are doing exactly similar way. All right, so dollar was rising against the rand, dollar was rising against the peso, but here where we have seen some divergence. All right, okay, the dollar keep rising against the rand, but what happened? Dollar stopped rising against the peso and went lower. All right, and the reason behind that is the policy, and the policy is in a extremely restrictive territory in the Mexico. Right, and what they're going to do, they're going to start cutting the interest rate, going to go after the growth, right? And then you're going to see we're going to have a catch-up move over there on the dollar against the peso, and a big run going to be over there. So right now, still, interest rates are still high. They are, cutting the, shrinking the peso supply, which is causing this to go down. Okay, but soon that going to turn, and you're going to see that catch-up move like we have seen on the rand. All right, so policy divergence is just simply causing that to happen. So so after looking at that chart or looking at those charts, you may understand that the opportunity is just simply building over there. Okay, the opportunity, which we have seen on the rand, right? But the bottom is not there yet. Okay, the bottom, it's still trending down. Bottom is not there. So you have to be careful when you are going to counter that, and also make sure you understand that you may pay a lot of swap cost over there when you're going to get into that trade, because interest rate is so much high on the peso. So the swap cost may be very, very high. So consider all those things when you are buying and looking to hold it. Okay, so what you are simply doing over there, so whenever you see that the price started to hold those lows, all right, or forming new lows or holding those lows, you're looking for short-term trades first. And once the sharp aggressive rise comes over there, you're looking it to be more ballistic, more uh, aggressive or upside. So right now there is another correction. Yeah, that correction still can keep dragging lower slowly. Yeah, and they can test those lows again. So once it price comes over there, you're looking for a big boom aggressive rise over there and looking for it to buy. And if it keeps pushing higher, bang. Otherwise, take your trades over there on those resistance, right? And keep doing that. From you are actually going against that trend. You are countering that, and make sure you understand that this trend, right, which is caused by the policy divergence, that trend. And once you can see that, yeah, we may see that kind of move, guys. When these moves going to be uh, yeah, it may take some time, but these moves going to be normal in coming days, these kind of moves, right? Or like these kind of moves. And if that moves happen, and this is actually, by the way, we're expecting it to break through that top two in longer term, and it may take time, but it will. Okay, because policy shift is just on the corner. So yeah, this is what you are looking for: short-term counter trend move from support areas, or just simply wait for the yeah. So the best thing is that, rather than getting into the trade on support area, because support can break, it can break down to the downside, like it has done over there. So you may may get into the trade. Yeah, you see that it's a support. So if you're gonna get into the support, a bit of tricky pair right now, but yes, it can award you a lot of return if you're gonna trade well. You see that this is a support area, and if you have just bought based on that support, but price did not went higher and broken down, that's what's going to happen if you're only going to buy based on support. But what you can do, all right, you can keep eyes on it. All right, you can watch it very, very closely. And when big players are buying, okay, like that, when they are jumping in, you can jump into this trade. Put your stop and let this to continue. If it continue, stay in. If it doesn't, get out. All right, don't just buy based on support. And I mean, price is testing, buy, and let's wait for the breakout. All right, so if you're gonna just buy based on support, all right, so buyers may not come in, and it can break down and can stop you out. All right, it can happen very often. Look at that. Yeah, so you bought, price it came over there back to this support, all right, it didn't held, right? And then broken down, stop you out. So it can happen. Yeah, so it can work sometime. It may not work all the time. Went higher, it came, tested that, worked. Okay, so what you should do, rather than just buying based on support, wait and watch, keep close eyes. When big sharp move is coming, then jump in. All right, and if that sharp move sustain its strength, stay in, like that. It's coming, buy. So the question is, how are we gonna know that the strength which is just coming over there is going to continue or not? Right, when these kind of moves comes, you're going to see that across the market, not just on one pair. All right, so we see movements, we see that volatility across the market. You can take help from other assets. All right, you can get from other assets, so they can also tell you that this move is going to sustain or not. Right, but the best thing is that, rather than buying based on support, wait for that, jump in. If it keeps pushing higher, again, stay in, rather than just trying to catch the floor exact good entry area or good place. Okay, so when market is moving, so the good, you always going to be safe. Your trade always going to be safe when you're going to get into the market when market is moving. All right, you always going to be in trouble when you are into the market and market is not moving. All right, so try to get into the market when it's moving. Yeah, rather than getting into the market before it moving, or you have to be really really good to get into the market before it moves. All right, you cannot be 100% all the time, accurate all the time before it moves. So try to catch it when it's moving. All right, try to get into the market when it's moving rather than before it moves. So yes, you can you know you can analyze, you can choose pairs, and you can get in to those trades before they moves. All right, so for those setups, for those trades, you have your analysis and the research should be 100% perfect. Then odds should be very high for those trades. Yeah, you have to be fully confident on those trades, then you can get 100% certainty that the price is going to go into your move. So your research and analysis should be really perfect. So let's look at the equities. Equities, daily moving averages, holding, pushing higher. All right, and we still may see another leg lower, guys. Okay, so the structure is very much simple. I wouldn't suggest you to do anything on this chart at the moment. All right, so last week we were expecting the 15-minute correction to continue. So the 15-minute correction did well and broke out on lower time frame during the New Year session, and since then it was rising. So this is our structure, and then within that structure we still can see another leg lower. Okay, this one more leg lower can happen over there all the way back to this low. So the previous weekly market outlook, we were expecting these corrections to break out and continue. So they held those corrections and continue to keep pushing more higher. But right now we still can see another leg lower. What you need to do if you really want to trade right now on these charts, okay, then just simply stay bullish. Okay, don't look for sell opportunities over there at the moment, specifically on this until something bigger things happen over there. Okay, so look at this place, right? So look at this place, hold this place, okay, and continue to keep pushing more higher. Or this tiny correction is wouldn't suggest you to New York session is going to be closed today, so you're going to have New York session. So I don't think so this is going to continue, this correction going to continue, all right, for upside. So better to wait for this to fall back and hold these moving average in 1 hour time frame and then continue this move and or continue to keep pushing more higher. All right, so watching price action within these areas, and if it tests these lows, then again longer term buy the deep opportunity. Yeah, okay, so if I'm gonna remove those moving averages, we still can see another leg lower back within these areas. All right, within these areas, this one move I'm not anticipating at the moment. I'm just simply anticipating breakthrough and test this simple flat formation, guys. All right, this simple flat formation right now, go there and then we'll see what price gonna do at that high, and then I get this possible formations. So let's continue. We'll see that. We'll update if I'll see something. Just keep eyes on my YouTube channel. I will upload a video analysis over there. So yeah, so last week we were expecting it to go higher. We have seen a nice run over there on Nasdaq 100 index, easy trade, easy picking. And in the weekly market outlook, we were expecting this 15-minute time frame correction within these areas to break up. They broke up, and the next leg happened over there. Remember, Nasdaq 100 index is testing these, US 30 Dow is testing these areas. Okay, so Nasdaq 100 index still can fall up to these lows before going to continue to keep pushing more higher, and this is what you are looking, not chasing it. All right, so looking for this to drag lower, test that low, and then go higher. right? That's what I was saying to my members, that when Dow is falling, you should expect tech stock to do well. All right, and that's what has happened over there. The Dow went lower, and at the same time that the Nasdaq index was pushing higher, and finally the Nasdaq is also falling over there, right? So this place where the Dow is testing these areas, all right? And NAS is also can tag these areas. I'm gonna pull out moving averages. We can see that Dow has already tested those moving averages, all right? But Nasdaq 100x hasn't. So we may see drop till to those areas on Nasdaq 100 index. It can fall back. So I wouldn't suggest you to do anything. Yeah, you can trade, guys. There is a good enough time you can trade on them during the New Year sessions. If Dow is keep falling aggressively, then you can chase the sell-off opportunities on lower time frame on Nasdaq index. But yes, Nasdaq to finish that move, which we are having already on the Dow, all right? And then again, we may see buy opportunities over there. Okay, we don't have clear opportunity on the equities at the moment. We don't have clear opportunities. Okay, like last week. But yes, opportunities can appear over there during the week. All right. Okay, and what we are looking right now, this to do something like that and hold that and give us next leg over there. Okay, and that's to hold these areas. And if we not gonna see any price action over there and it keeps pushing hard, yeah, let that go. You already missed the opportunities within these areas or these areas. Okay, and when I was saying that another leg lower and then you're looking for buy, the opportunities gone over there already from these lows. So you only can expect very short term, on lower time frame for short term trade for more upside, or let this to pull back and then this. Yeah, so I simply don't see, guys, opportunities. Yeah, we can draw multiple lines on this, and I can say you this and that and blah blah blah. Yeah, this can happen, do this, they can. So there is no opportunity. Yeah, so the trade is already gone simply. All right, so there was a nice buy the dip opportunity. Yeah, so if you wanna look at these charts, all right, look at these charts. Nasdaq index again for with 1%. So I have posted that trade many times. I have updated that Nasdaq index since last month. We are preparing for that dip, that buy the dip opportunity, right? So when that dip is happening, so since we were expecting this correction, and it dragged lower, and we were having some short-term trades within these areas, and then this quick sell-off came, and then the buy the dip opportunity came over there. Yeah, so since last, there you can see that 1 month ago we were preparing for that buy the dip opportunity. So now that dip opportunity is just happening over there. Nasdaq 100 index holding the MAs for next bullish wave. So that's happening. The trade might have you may have missed that opportunity. Yeah, so you have to be ahead of the market, one step ahead of the market. Yeah, so in case if something happens, let's say any bad news came over there in the market, and we see that retest of these lows, like I have shown you the Dow chart, okay, then we'll see double bottom over there, and we'll look for buy the dip opportunity. Yeah, in case if I see again setup during the week on Nasdaq 100 index, yeah, so keep eyes on my YouTube channel. I will try to post it again, try to update you again. Okay, but so far that's the tech stock. Okay, S&P 500 is also similar chart. We got the dip, we got the daily moving averages held. Okay, dip dip held, the daily moving averages pushing higher, very much similar like the Nasdaq 100 index. Okay, we don't need to do much stuff on it. All right, so similar flat formation can happen over there. Okay, like that. All right, and if change came there, we'll see how that change gonna look like. But right now, all right, so this triangle, hold that. First of all, fall that, hold that, continue. Same like Nasdaq 100 index. Okay, US 2000 is also pushing. Last week we were expecting it to push and go higher. Yeah, so chart is very much similar like last week. I haven't changed that much. Let me remove that. All right, so it held and lag is over there on US Russell 2000 on lower time frame. There you can try it. I mean, the move is also similar. It has to go there. All right, go there where we are expecting Nasdaq and S&P 500 to go. So the trend is there. Okay, so if I'm gonna go to the lower time frame, the trend is nice. Trend is over there. All right, so correction, another one, nice correction. Okay, another nice one is just simply appearing over there. During the New York session tomorrow, you are simply looking this trade to continue to keep pushing more higher. That's it. All right, this short term, that trade, okay, and continue to keep pushing more higher. In case if we don't see that continuation, price is going to visit the lows again. Still going to be a buy opportunity from these lows. Right? Visit these lows again. Still going to be a buy opportunities from these lows and reverse, go back up. All right, so European stock also did well. Last week we were expecting them to hold the daily lows and go back up. They held. All right, so this week you are simply looking for that daily, sideways to break up and continue. Your 4-hour time frame, this is the place you're paying attention. That next leg box is showing. Same here. All right, so last week we were expecting these to hold those daily lows and go back up. They're holding. All right, and you're looking them to go higher for another leg. All right, so short term gonna be that, and this is what you're looking. Yeah, same. I'm gonna ignore that. UK 100x was lagging, and it's pushing more higher. Gone. The much of the trade has gone, and in case if it is testing the lows again, then you are looking it to hold those lows. All right, like that. Continue. Don't chase that or fall back and then go back up. Okay, Nike is going higher and testing the high. We may see break up and continuation. Not a good place to buy, or another leg lower. All right, so gold, if you're going to look at this video analysis, you can understand that what I have, what we are doing, what we were tracking, and what has happened over there on gold chart. Okay, so gold did really well and it went higher, and it still can continue to keep pushing more higher. Simply last week, nice breakout came over there, and this week you are simply looking for next leg to here over there. Okay, so first of all, you're targeting that move. All right, this short-term trade first. And if it keeps pushing more higher, then all the way back to the high. All right, this is the buy area, buy places where you're paying attention. Silver. All right, so silver might have topped over there, okay, and if it falls, then this is not a good sign for the gold. All right, this is not a good sign for the gold. If we see that the silver keeps falling, this is not going to be a good sign. Yes, gonna ignore it and gonna stick to bullish idea on the gold. Bitcoin, right? Simply Bitcoin is struggling, and we can see that there is no buying momentum over there. Okay, you're paying attention at the previous low, these areas. Okay, it can test that. Previously, last week, the price action which we got, we were expecting that it has done, and the move is just going to continue, but we have still seen sell-off over there simply, right? And then you are paying attention over there at this area, these areas. Okay, hold those areas and go back up. And there is nothing right now. We can see that the sell-off pretty sharp, and you only can watch price action at those areas. Okay, watch price action these areas. All right, so we may see drop, or if any kind of news comes over there and gives strength to the or tag low and then bounce off. Yeah, watching. So no strength is there yet on the Bitcoin. Okay, oil gained a lot last week, right, because of the OPEC. Okay, but we're still gonna stick to that one more leg lower. They are playing games with the oil, the Saudis and Russians. They are, actually playing with the White House. White House does not want oil to go higher, but they are, keep cutting the supply and causing the oil oil prices to rise. So you're simply looking for a price action over there and a stronger sell-off, simply counter trend move, and how aggressive it goes all the way. Yeah, so watch for aggressive sell-off like that and then join. Yeah, if it goes higher for another leg, ignore it. Just simply watch for a sharp sell-off and then look for it to be falling very, very aggressively. Just a counter trend trade. We have broke out those highs. All right, so simple analysis. Natural gas gonna be a buy again at those lows. All right, nothing new. We have seen bounce off and just come down, hold that, and bang on. Short-term trades also gonna be over there on 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio from those bottoms. First of all, price needs to hold that bottom. So, stock again bullish. It's doing really good. Apple doing really good. Okay, as long as Apple keep pushing more higher, I think I do have Apple chart. Maybe not. Yeah, I think I haven't posted Apple chart. Apple was a buy opportunity, was at this area. The perfect buy. I have posted that in my room, but I haven't posted that on the trading view. So yes, so Apple, is just simply going to follow the Nvidia, right? There you go. Nvidia is pushing higher, also supporting the Apple to continue to keep pushing more higher. So Nvidia has broken out that top, this top. All right, so Apple still needs to catch up that top, okay? And once we're going to see that move is going to come out on Apple, Nasdaq 100 index will also broke through that top, the previous high. Okay, so what's the trade? Apple to just continue, all right, during the New York session. And the move was nice since last week. We have seen a decent rally over there on the Apple on daily. So yeah, just continue, guys, until we are going to see a very bad news and causing that to drop aggressively. Right now, China is supporting these American equities to continue to pushing more higher. Yeah, so Microsoft is also lagging simply, and not underweight, we can say that. Okay, and if I'm gonna pull out the Apple chart on it, okay, underweight, there you go. So Apple is ahead. Okay, easy peasy, easy stuff. Yeah, so Apple is ahead and Microsoft is still behind, and looking Microsoft to full. Make sure you use stop loss when you are trading on these stocks. You are buying them at highs, and don't buy them without stop loss, all right? Because economy is slowing down, and these stocks are moving against that. These stocks are moving against the slowing economy, And if data is going to surprise or anything can happen, yeah, then we may see a huge sell-off on these stocks. So just use proper risk reward ratio over there on these stocks where you are looking for a continuation trade. All right, so continue. I'm gonna pull out my moving averages on 1 hour time frame where we can find a, right now during the New York session tomorrow, you are looking for a buy opportunity within these areas or these areas where my boxes are. Nvidia is also pushing higher, so wouldn't suggest you to do anything on the Nvidia. If Nvidia is going to pull back like expanding triangle, then Nvidia is gonna be a buy opportunity. Yeah, so very strong earnings came over there, which caused the Nvidia to bounce back, and that was a sign for the equities to continue their rally. If you remember that, yes, I was saying that if you see that the Nvidia is pushing more higher, okay, it will definitely going to support the Apple, yeah, and Apple and others tech stocks. So this rally is supporting the other tech stocks and the Nasdaq 100 index as well. So in case if we see another leg lower, right, then we may see buying opportunity over there. Otherwise you have to chase that on 1 minute time frame during the New York sessions. Okay, you can do that. So there is no opportunity at the moment on Nvidia. So if you are buying selling the Nvidia, yeah, so Nvidia is a leading chip maker in AI, leading AI chip maker at the moment. So no competition yet. And also, US China chip war causing that to continue to keep pushing more higher. So a lot of strength is happening over there because of these fundamentals. Yeah, US China trade war or chip war. US don't want to share their chips with the Chinese. All right, and on top of that we got AI, right? AI chips. That's causing that rally, and this is lifting up the US, equities. That's like 100 index. Let's try the CFDs. Okay, you see that this move is simply supported. This rally which we are having right now on Nasdaq 100 index is simply supported by the Nvidia and the AI stock. So Nvidia still can keep climbing. You only can counter, you can burn if you're gonna counter that. Dip is not there. So AMD is still way behind that. Okay, so chart I have already shown you at the start that the AMD is behind. These chips may also come into fight, all right, with the Nvidia and can offer you a very good rally over there. So yeah, simply, yeah, do you watching these areas and looking for those two. Your setup is already there, guys. I don't think so. I don't think I need to draw anything over there. Okay, so you shouldn't chasing the price at the current, all right? So you better waiting for the price to test these lows and then you get in. Okay, there is a channel which is just happening over there, and we still may see another leg lower within that channel before going to continue keep pushing more higher, like 1 hour time frame. All right, if keeps breaking higher, yeah, it's going to be hard to chase that, but we'll suggest you to these corrections are happening, all right, so it can correct and continue, but it's going to be hard to chase that from there. So better to buy from lows, previous lows, or new lows after having some price action. But yes, these stocks are still lagging, and we may see more upside on these. AMD and they're underweight. Google is pushing higher, yeah, so it's gone through the previous correction, and yeah, we need a correction over there before we trade more upside on the Google, so I will ignore that. Amazon also underweight, and And yeah, setup is showing over the breakout is happened already. Yeah, so Nasdaq similar correction. Nasdaq is doing daily. Okay, same analysis on like Nasdaq on lower time frame. One more leg higher. This top flat. All right, I'll retest these lows and continue. Yeah, same analysis like Nasdaq. Same pattern formation. Same formation is there on Meta. Yeah, same opportunity. Moving up daily moving averages. Climb up all the way to that top. Tesla slightly went lower last week, but yes, opportunity same over there. All right, like Nasdaq and index, the way I have explained that chart within this area, flat formation. Netflix also went higher. Yeah, same daily move, daily correction, breaking out, pushing more higher, go all the way back to that high. Oracle also slightly went higher. Adobe broken through that high daily flag. Adobe broken through that daily flag. This daily flag. Right, take a note that high. It's a good sign for the others to follow up. Okay, so enough. That's it. Enough for this week, guys. Hopefully you have learned something, enjoyed that, and caught the idea that what kind of opportunities you're looking. So stock market and these big names to continue to keep climbing higher. All right, and we need dollar to get down. Okay, and dollar to get down, and you know, we need some strength on the Australian dollar, you know, and the most important currency you are paying attention, which is going to set the tone of the market, is the dollar, Chinese yuan. If we see something like that kind of specifically after, that's going to be Saturday, all right, so long way to go. So if you see something like that kind of sell off over there, right, this is going to bring a lot of strength on the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar. Yeah, and that's what Chinese is trying to do. They are fixing the rate way low, and you know, trying to push this dollar lower. Okay, so thank you very much. Have a good day. Enjoy your day and nice week, profitable week. We'll see you back again next week. Until then, bye, and keep your eyes here. You know, if you are looking for updates, okay, so keep eyes there in the video section. So live stream gonna be here. The previous week live stream is here. All right, so the previous week live stream was here 6 days ago, and the setup's going to be here within this section. All right, so keep eyes here if you want to grab some opportunities, moving opportunities.